Every day, somewhere in the world, the timeless melodies of Ludwig van Beethoven echo through concert halls, cafes, and headphones. His music transcends boundaries, reaching into the depths of human emotion. Yet, behind these masterpieces lies a life of profound isolation and turmoil, where personal despair was transformed into angelic compositions. What kind of man was Beethoven, and why became his music eternal? Born into a musical family in the serene town of Bonn, Germany, in 1770, Beethoven's early years were marked by the political upheaval of the Holy Roman Empire. Despite the conservative atmosphere of Bonn, his grandfather, also named Ludwig van Beethoven, served as the musical director at the local court, planting the seeds of musical ambition in young Ludwig. However, Beethoven's childhood was far from idyllic. His father, Johann, a mediocre musician and an alcoholic, subjected him to harsh treatment during piano lessons, often resorting to physical abuse. Yet, even in the face of adversity, Beethoven's passion for music burned brightly. By the age of 5, he displayed remarkable talent on the piano, despite the turbulent environment at home. Recognizing his son's potential, Johann harbored dreams of molding Beethoven into a prodigy akin to Mozart. But Beethoven's journey was fraught with challenges, including his father's alcoholism and the burden of familial responsibilities following his mother's death from tuberculosis when he was just 16. Against the backdrop of his tumultuous upbringing, Beethoven's musical genius began to blossom. Encouraged by mentors like Christian Neff, he delved into the works of masters such as Bach and Haydn, honing his craft with unwavering determination. At the tender age of 10, Beethoven abandoned formal schooling to pursue music full-time, inspired by the intellectual fervor of the Enlightenment era. In 1787, at the age of 16, Beethoven embarked on a pivotal journey to Vienna, the cultural epicenter of Europe. There, he crossed paths with his musical idol, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Despite the brief encounter, Mozart recognized Beethoven's potential, prophesying that he would leave an indelible mark on the world. Tragically, Beethoven's aspirations were still overshadowed by the loss, with his mother's death, which was a heavy burden on him. Assuming the role of head of the household at just 18, he grappled with the burden of familial obligations while pursuing his musical ambitions. His resilience in the face of adversity laid the foundation for his ascent to musical greatness. In Vienna, Beethoven's unconventional style and electrifying performances captivated audiences and patrons alike. With the support of influential figures like Joseph Haydn, he established himself as a virtuoso pianist and a trailblazing composer, defying convention with his innovative compositions. Despite his rising fame, Beethoven remained an enigmatic figure, often at odds with the aristocratic patrons who funded his endeavors. His tempestuous temperament and uncompromising artistic vision set him apart as a revolutionary figure in the world of classical music. In 1798, he wrote his famous Piano Sonate No. 8 Pathetique. While the problem with his bad hearing even worsened that year rapidly, the last part of this sonate, Piano Sonate No. 8 Pathetique, was written in a state of almost complete deafness. As the 19th century began, Beethoven's star continued to rise, marked by groundbreaking compositions like his Moonlight Sonata. Amidst his artistic triumphs, he grappled with the composing complexities of deafness, a relentless affliction that would silence the very music that defined his existence and only fueling his frustration in life, which is very clear in his second part of Moonlight Sonata. While Beethoven's musical genius was evident from a young age, his personal life was often tumultuous. In his pursuit of love, he found himself drawn to aristocratic women who were out of his social reach. His infatuation with Countess Josephina von Brunswick and later with Antonia Brentano, among others, led to heartbreak and unrequited love, on which the last part of Moonlight Sonata was based. Yet, despite these romantic setbacks, Beethoven poured his emotions into his music, using it as a means of expression and catharsis. His compositions became a reflection of his inner turmoil, with works like Symphony No. 3 Eroica, capturing the spirit of the tumultuous times during the Napoleonic Wars in Europe. However, Beethoven's greatest challenge came with the complete loss of his hearing in his late 20s, combined with the perpetual occurring romantic failures. As his world was already completely silent, he started to grapple with feelings of isolation and despair more and more. In a poignant letter to his brothers in 1804, when he finished his violin Sonata No. 9, Kreutzer, he bared his soul, expressing his anguish and fear of living as an outcast. Despite the crushing weight of his deafness, Beethoven refused to be silenced. Instead, he channeled his frustration and rage into his music by isolating himself even more from the outside world, and ultimately, in doing so, producing his famous Symphony No. 5. Which in itself is the most well-known piece of music ever written in history, which is directly known by only 4 notes. Talking about an impressive piece of musical accomplishment, this is absolutely unmatched in musical history. His 5th symphony highlighted his character of becoming a more and more aggressive and intrusive man, out of sheer desperation emanating from his deafness and social as well as financial misfortunes in life. In that same year, he produced his Symphony No. 6 Pastoral, which was a very welcomed financial success for Beethoven. At that time, Beethoven became even more and more socially isolated and financially unstable, which meant that larger and larger sums of money vanished ever faster than before. In the following year, 1809, Beethoven produced his Piano Concerto No. 5, which was based on the revolution ideas of Napoleon Bonaparte, of which he was a fervent supporter initially, which he did not keep secret in public, that being including his financial supporters and other clientele within the nobility of Vienna and beyond. The second part, however, Piano Concert No. 5, Part 2, is based on a love affair that yet again ended up in failure this time, being it the daughter of a Viennese aristocrat named Giulia Guicciardi. In 1824, his Symphony No. 9, Ode to Joy, with its highly emotion-fueled and soul-stirring effect on even the most non-music enthusiasts, remains a testament to not only his indomitable spirit and unwavering belief in the power of music to transcend people's soul, but even more about his quality of craftsmanship to get this musical message on paper in the first place. The astonishingly emotion-uplifting grasp that Ode to Joy has on people is often translated into spontaneous tears by most listeners. As long as mankind exists, his melodies will continue to echo, reminding us of the enduring power of his spirit. Beethoven's life may have been marked by huge physical and mental struggles, but exactly because of that, his music has become, therefore, of immortal quality. Never in history before or after has there been a composer with such musical power and influence as the eternal Ludwig van Beethoven, the greatest composer of all time.